keep it strong by teaching his children, his grandchildren, all other friends who want to learn culture. Come by Chippy and culture's on the way.
John Chipman, welcome once again to the Tropical Beat. We want to thank you. This is for me to give you the biggest hug ever because you've added so much to my life and to our audience lives.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on Tropical Beat. And I hope all you out there that see this Tropical Beat enjoy it because it tells history of the island and our culture. It's something you must see, and we love you all out there.
It's Chippy Chipman. Thank you, folks. Yes.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Prime Minister addressing the nation on the 51st Independence. Saharan dust causing gloomy skies. We have the details. How much of Bahamian history do you know? Well, find out in our Bahamian Trivia. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
A country where every Bahamian stands tall, independent and free. A country where there is opportunity for all. A secure future for each soul, bold enough to grasp it.
Today, Bahamians across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and abroad pause to celebrate the 51st anniversary of our nation's independence. Good evening, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Prime Minister is reflecting on the Bahamas' journey in a message to the nation, expressing pride and gratitude, stating that this milestone reflects our perseverance, resilience, and commitment to our shared future. Ramika Knowles has more in this report.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis delivering a heartfelt message to the nation, emphasizing pride and gratitude for the journey that has shaped the Bahamas into what it is today. The Prime Minister highlights the One People United in Love and Service theme's significance, underscoring unity as the nation's greatest strength, enabling Bahamians to overcome challenges and achieve collective successes. Reflecting on the Bahamas' history, the Prime Minister notes stories of triumphs over adversity, community resilience in times of need, and individual excellence across various fields. From the early strides towards independence to present achievement, each chapter of the nation's story reflects Bahamians' determination and ingenuity. Acknowledging ongoing challenges such as natural disasters, economic obstacles, and social issues, the Prime Minister praised the Bahamian spirit of resilience. He emphasized the importance of unity and collective effort in addressing these challenges, ensuring a prosperous future for all Bahamians. The Prime Minister's address concluding by expressing gratitude for the trust placed in him and pledged continued dedication to national progress. He emphasized the importance of investing in youth, supporting elders, and preserving the environment as pillars of national development. The Prime Minister says as Bahamians celebrate this special day, they do so with joy, pride, and a renewed commitment to building a better future for their beloved nation. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Ramiko Knowles.
In other news, independence celebrations in the Western District taking center stage as the Ministry for Grand Bahama joined forces with the local Member of Parliament to spearhead an economic revival initiative. On Sunday night, West End became the focal point as residents and officials gathered for a festive occasion aimed at energizing the area's economic prospects. Jay Philippe brings us the highlights.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama's Welcoming Home Week of Independence celebrations culminated with the West End Move on Sunday, July 7th. This cultural explosion attracting residents and visitors to 9 different pit stops where Bahamian cuisine and culture were on full display.
We had to come to the West. You know, they say West End is the best end. But we wanted to ensure that we came here and that the people were able to benefit from what we're doing as well. So we're hitting up all these spots in West End, you know, along with the Member of Parliament for this area, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry for Grand Bahama.
The Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini and Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kingsley Smith, stating that this initiative was aimed at supporting and impacting local businesses in West End.
What we're doing is going from business establishment, starting from Chicken Nest, then we went to Iries, we went to the Porch, we went to Sherbo's, we went to Waves, now we're here at Eddie's, and then we'll continue it down to Robert Grant. We'll also go to the View, and then we'll go to Coffees on the Bay, just to show our support, to show our appreciation, show the love that we have for the island of Grand Bahama.
Minister Moxie highlighted that the West End Move, particularly on Sunday nights, is when West End truly comes to life. She noted that the event is specifically tailored to support local vendors in the area.
We wanted to ensure that everyone benefited. So it's almost like a street festival, just moving from spot to spot. We also have the DJs along the route so that, people can feel the vibes in the air. Really just to ensure that everyone was able to benefit, not just a select few.
For these vendors, the opportunity to provide customers with products and services during the evening proved to be beneficial for their businesses.
I'm excited to be here as Mr. Mix It on the Bay as my establishment in the West to prepare for independence. I will also be at the Independence Extravaganza on Tuesday, looking forward to that. So I want to thank the Ministry of Grand Bahama for having this establishment, an event for us to make some funds and be in the community and have a good time and just interact with the community.
It was highly attended, and I had such an exciting time out here tonight. I mean, the people were just coming in by the droves. Awesome, awesome. If I were to do it again, yes, I will do it again.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Well, if you've noticed the sky taking on a gloomy hue, it's likely due to the Bahamas experiencing its annual encounter with Saharan dust, a natural phenomenon with a dual impact. While this dusty intrusion provides a protective shield against storms, it also raises health concerns amongst residents, according to weather officials. Aja Quant reports.
As the 2024 hurricane season continues, the Bahamas is once again experiencing the annual arrival of Saharan dust. Senior Met Officer Trinard Tynes explains that plumes of dust travel across the Atlantic from the African coast, typically during the early months of hurricane season. He emphasizes that Saharan dust is not related to heat, but has significant impacts on the weather.
Once it comes into our area, you'll see the sunsets, about pretty sunsets like the orange hue around the sun and stuff like that. And then you'll see you have a cloudy type milky array across the sky.
One of the positive aspects of the Saharan dust is its ability to deter and weaken hurricane activity.
Any storm that is out there that finds themselves underneath the plume of dust won't have the humidity and the moisture to intensify. So that's one of the positives for it. Also, the Saharan dust helps cool the sea surface temperature.
The Met officer uses Hurricane Beryl as an example, which intensified into a Category 5 storm, moving through the Lesser Antilles on July 1st.
If Beryl happened to find itself inside Saharan dust, or a good plume of the Saharan dust, it would have not intensified how it did before it went into the area of the Lesser Antilles.
However, there is a downside. He explains that there is usually an uptick in hospital visits due to respiratory issues linked to the dust particles in the air.
It gives you bad air quality, so it's going to cause you to have tightness in your chest and stuff like that, and also can give you flu-like symptoms. You have wheezing, you have sneezing, and it will give you what I say flu-like symptoms, depending on persons who are very sensitive to the dust.
Officer Tynes says that while the duration of the Saharan dust's presence cannot be precisely predicted, he can confirm that another plume is currently moving across the Atlantic. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
In other news, tonight the owner of Grand Bahama Glass is underscoring the importance of proper glassware handling, hurricane preparedness, and burglary prevention. We have the details in this report. For many homeowners that witnessed the strength of Hurricane Dorian, they also saw its destruction firsthand, as many whose homes were protected by hurricane impact windows were not. Owner of Grand Bahama Glass, Edney Anderson, says this can be because of a number of reasons.
The glass can take the heat, the aluminum can take the heat, whereas we made a study, we realized that some of the PVC they were warping and twisting in the hot weather. So we move away from that. We're not saying that it's not a good product, but for us, we found that this product is more effective and is stronger. It can take up to 175 miles per hour.
The expert notes that his company no longer sells tempered glassware and advises residents to consider other materials such as laminated tempered glass, which is also much better for vehicle safety.
We go to the car windshield that if someone hits the glass, it doesn't crumble. Of course, you've heard about all of the vandalism going around the streets of Grand Bahama. If you use this glass, instead of the glass shattering, it at least brings some of the safety that the glass would not fall apart. So also we have the wire mesh that you can put on the outside of the glass, that if someone throws something into the glass, it doesn't hit the glass directly. It reflects away from the glass.
Anderson shares that majority of the glassware that he references are currently in stock at his store. But most of all, he's impressing upon residents to get hurricane ready to avoid disastrous damages.
Study after the hurricane, after taking over the business, we realized that if you notice that over the bridge, a lot of the persons had the PVC glass. And because of the sun, the PVC have a tendency of shrinking, or preparation is key. We have a fully stock hurricane shutters in stock. We have the panels in stocks. And if you order now, if we don't have it in stock, we'll get it.
When we come back, we find out how much of Bahamian history residents can remember in our Bahamian trivia. Stay tuned.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Get ready for the Battle in the Bahamas karaoke contest at Port Lacaya Market Square. Preliminary trials are July 19th at 7 p.m. and the main event is July 26th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 438-9056.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm self-insuring my investments starting with this tarp.
We all remember the blue tarps after the storm. Let's make sure that we are covered with more than a tarp. Don't allow your investment to be at risk. Protect your investment with one of our insurance policies.
Nobody does it better.
This year, 11 schools go head-to-head in the Battle of the Brains 2024. Witness the excitement as young minds compete in math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Watch this new episode of Battle of the Brains, powered by GB Power. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Residents on the island embrace the spirit of celebration by participating in a challenging independence trivia event in honor of the country's 51st anniversary. Surprisingly, some questions that seemed like easy guesses turned out to be more difficult than anticipated. Take a look. The Bahamas marking another milestone this year as it celebrates 51 years as an independence country. Many residents praising the country's forefathers for their sacrifice and commitment towards providing a future for generations to come. But in this particular independence trivia, I don't know how pleased our forefathers would be with the answers given.
The first Prime Minister was Sir Lyndon Findlay. That's incorrect, probably. And how many have we had since then? Well, this is the 51st independence, so 50?
FNM. First Prime Minister of the Bahamas. Bahamian Prime Minister, Sir Lyndon Findlay.
How many Prime Ministers
After him, we have Perry, Hubert, Menace Hubert, Ingram, Brayford.
Sir Lyndon Findlay was the first. And we had a census that we had 3 more.
First Prime Minister of the Bahamas would have been the Honorable Hubert Ingram.
How many has the country had since his death?
Since his death, we have had 3.
Another question asked is the importance of Independence Day and why was it celebrated?
Why it's being celebrated? Because we gained independence, because it was a lot of work for our forefathers to get us here.
Celebrated because it's the day we got our freedom, so I guess they represent it as a time to celebrate, to look back on the times we had.
It was the time that we became a free country.
Signifies our independence from the break off from the British Empire.
The amount of islands in the Bahamas is a popular lesson that was taught in many social studies classrooms, and we cannot forget this one. When did Christopher Columbus land in the Bahamas?
I think we have 12 major islands. In 1942, Columbus lost his shoe.
700 islands, cheese, and archipelagos.
Which year did Christopher Columbus land in the Bahamas?
1492.
700, 1942.
700 islands and keys.
Which year?
1492.
The City of Freeport Council has been hosting a series of summer camps throughout Grand Bahama this summer. The camps range from sports and recreation to cooking, performing arts, and sewing. Chief Counselor for the City of Freeport, Frazette Gibson, says these camps are designed to give students the opportunity to learn a trade while on summer break.
During the summer months, parents, of course, do not have places to put their children. That's one. And so it is important that we engage the kids in wholesome activities where they can learn a skill during the same time, during the summer months, and keep their minds engaged. We have cooking and sewing going on. We have track and field camp with Demetrius Pinder and Coach Cordell McNabb. We also have the baseball camp at the YMCA. And of course, our most precious camp is the special needs camp.
The cooking camp at St. George's High School has been ongoing since late June, with campers immersed in preparing popular Bahamian dishes under the supervision of Chef Daryl Pinder. Meanwhile, the sewing camp, which concludes this Friday, is being held under the direction of instructor Judd Williams.
Every day we do something different. We try to teach the students to be able to prepare traditional Bahamian items. For example, they learned how to do yellow grits. They did chicken sauce. They baked Johnny bread. They about to do some cakes on Thursday, and then on Friday, well, they did fire engine. You know, we have to put the fire engine in.
It's important to engage students in the finer things in life. They need to learn how to cook, they need to know how to sew. And instead of spending money with other people to do it, they can do it themselves, especially school uniform shirts, school pants, skirts. They learn it right here at the camp.
The 97th Masonic Conclave taking place at the Grand Lucine Convention Center. This gathering, organized by various Masonic lodges, brought significant financial benefits. Director of the Social Military Education Religious Fraternal Market, highlighting the island's potential for economic revitalization. Matthew Martinborough reports.
As the economic landscape of Grand Bahama remains a high priority, several Masonic lodges are seeking to assist with that endeavor as they are hosting the 97th conclave of the Grand Encampment meetings at the Grand Lucine Convention Center. Director of the Social Military Education Religious Fraternal Market, Stephen Johnson, notes that with the gathering of these societies comes with great financial benefit.
Yeah, well, you know, the impact of these groups coming into the Bahamas in general, some of them ranging $1.5 to $1.2 million between hotel revenue, food and beverage, and all the other spend. And so we're really happy that this kind of funds is coming into the economy, especially here in Grand Bahama.
Part of their decree to give back wherever they landfall, the Grand Encampment Knights Templar expresses their incentive to assist those without hesitation.
They always come to our aid. Anything that would happen, that's what we're for. The fraternity really is made up to help others, and that's what we do.
The Knights Templar, the Royal Archmasons, as well as the Prince Hall Masonic Lodge are some of the occupying associations on the island, with the high-ranking officials expressing nothing but positive regards upon their arrival.
And I really have an exciting time here. The people are so friendly and lovely, and we are looking forward to coming back and doing another time with you.
Traveling, we're just so honored to be here in the Bahamas, this beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful people, and thank y'all for all the kindness and open hearts.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
It's now time for a look at sports. Jay, tell us what's coming up.
Julanda, coming up in sport, a Grand Bahama baseball team preparing for international travel in just a few weeks. Sports is next, right after this break.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Health officials announced early on that the curve of the fourth wave has been flat.
Stand by, Talon.
2 and cue.
We have a dynamic team of diverse, enthusiastic journalists. committed to uncovering the truth and delivering it with zeal and integrity.
Confirms that the victim's body was found by an individual who was involved in the search.
We tell the heartwarming tales of resilience and success, from local politics to cultural events. We have it covered. We have Azra coming live from Bimini tonight for our top story. We are your trusted source in the North. We are ZNS Northern Edition.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season. A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Happy Independence, Bahamas. We have a whole lot in sports for you. Let's begin with baseball. Coach Dono and Team Grand Bahama has been on the baseball park 5 days a week preparing for competition. His team is expected to see some international level competition during the month of July and August.
We have a 12U national team that's headed into the Dominican Republic later in this month. We have about 5 guys here out of Grand Bahama that'll be part of that team, and also a 15U national team that will be hosting a tournament in Nassau, Copabe tournament, where just about every other country in the world will be coming down to play against the Bahamas.
Coach Dono says the players have been working on the fundamentals of the game that he believes will be the difference in winning and losing games.
My past achievements, everybody just wants to play the Bahamas, so we've been invited to a few major tournaments in the USA. We've got a few boys heading up to Brampton, the Babe Ruth team. That's another Bahamas team that'll be heading up there to play against every other country in the world. Then we have a few tournaments in Orlando and in West Palm where our boys will be representing the Bahamas as well.
Next in sports, Coach Robert Jones has been coming to Grand Bahama for the past 5 years assisting with basketball camps. Coach Robert comes with a lot of college coaching experience from a number of college programs across the U.S.
The big things that we've been focusing on this week is footwork, right? Passing, right? That's always a big thing. And then just having good communication with each other, right? I think playing, you have to be able to talk to each other, help each other out, especially if someone else doesn't know what they're doing. Make sure that you're a great teammate and help them out. So, working on just those fundamentals that can help you be a great team and a great team player.
And last in sports, John Greg Jones and the New York Liberty will be back in action on Thursday at 7 p.m. against the Chicago Sky at home. Through 22 games on the year so far, Jones is averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds in 30 minutes of action. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Once again, happy Independence, Bahamas.
Thanks, Jay. It's now time for a check on weather, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Stay tuned, our Facebook friend of the night, when we return.
It's
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Let's fly. Come with us to the island of sweet pineapples and pink sand. Fly with Flamingo Wear to the beautiful islands of Eleuthera. Starting this Friday, July 12th, Flamingo Wear will be offering round-trip flights from Nassau to Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Fly with Flamingo on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, direct from Nassau into Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Scheduled flight times are 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. For reservations, contact us at 351-4963 or 377-8515. We're excited to welcome you on board. Eleuthera is calling you. Get there with Flamingo Air.
Health officials announced early on that the curve of the fourth wave has been flat.
Standby talent.
2 and cue.
We have a dynamic team of diverse, enthusiastic journalists committed to uncovering the truth and delivering it with zeal and integrity.
Confirms that the victim's body was found by an individual who was involved in the search.
We tell the heartwarming tales of resilience and success.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the night is Dory Rule down there in Bimini. Happy 70th birthday. God bless you and may you live to see many more. For those of you who missed the live show on the Independence Park, be sure to join us at 8 p.m. for the rebroadcast of the Grand Bahama 51st Independence Ecumenical Service show on the ZNS Network. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team in the North, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest. Thank you so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, 50+1 independence celebrations all-encompassing. The British Colonial Hotel looking to reclaim its stake in the hospitality market with a splash. Remembering the country's first Prime Minister. And in sports, Babe Ruth championships heat up. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
The Bahamas celebrating 51 years as an independent nation. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jiminita Swain, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Happy Independence, Bahamas. The traditional and much anticipated annual independence celebrations were held on Clifford Park last night, much to the delight of residents who turned out to showcase their Bahamian pride. Fern Carey leads us off tonight with words of wisdom shared at the Independence Ecumenical Service.
Scores of Bahamians put on their aquamarine, gold, and black Tuesday evening to celebrate the country's 51st anniversary of independence at Clifford Park. The celebrations began with the ecumenical service, with religious leaders from various denominations lifting prayers for the nation against a backdrop of gospel music and praise and thanksgiving to God. President of the Bahamas Baptist Missionary and Educational Convention, Apostle Delton Fernando, charged Bahamians across all generations to bridge the gap and work together in unity in order to build a brighter future for all.
We've labored tonight through generational passing to help you see that you need me and I need you. That there must be a repairing of the breach between generations. Yes. This Bahamas does not belong to one generation. This Bahamas belongs to all of us. And all of us are being called now to do our very part. We must not continue to deposit our commonwealth of gifts and talents to the graveyard. God has purpose for every life that He has created.
The religious leader also urged Bahamians everywhere to do their part towards nation building.
I believe that every person needed to move our country forward to the next level dwells amongst us and lives on these islands and keys. Yes. That God has prepared many of us for service to this country, but it is up to us to unite as one people.
As the ecumenical service came to a close, an impressive lineup of Bahamian entertainers, actors, dancers, and choirs took to the stage one after the other in a spirited display of Bahamian culture expressed through song, dance, and skits.
I'm hearing a whole lot of what you see, but you aren't saying how.
Our teacher said to quit dreaming and fit in where you belong.
So I guess it's on us to go there and prove her wrong.
A while later, from the spirited high of entertainment, a solemn moment of reflection followed as the crowd remembered the sacrifices of our national heroes who fought for independence during the flag-raising ceremony. A spectacular fireworks display then ushered in Independence Day, July 10th, concluding celebrations for the evening. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Once the official independence ceremony ended, it was time for Junkanoo. Desmond Sanders was up early to enjoy the pulsating sounds of the Independence Junkanoo Rush.
This year's 51st Independence celebrations ushered in by the pulsating rhythmic sounds and colors of Junkanoo. Hundreds of Junkanooers participating in this year's People's Rush, which is a fixture in the annual Independence celebrations. First out of the gate, the fancy dancers.
Our colors are the androgen print, and it's pink representing our flamingo. The rest of the group is representing the colors of the Bahamas, aquamarine, gold, and black.
Despite their internal rifts, two groups from the iconic Valley Boys among 11 Junkanoo groups unifying on Bay in a vibrant display of patriotism.
Constitution of the Bahamas gives people the right to assemble with whomever they want to assemble with. Some persons don't want to assemble with us, that's fine. Well, we want to pay tribute to Rake and Scrape artists, and you can see the theme song that we're playing tonight. It's called Blame It on the Rake and Scrape.
The magic and excitement continued with the Immortals, Roots, the original Congos, music makers, Genesis, and Colors Junkanoo groups taking us on a riveting, vibrant voyage of our nation's history.
We represent all the colors of the Bahamas. And, you know, it's just a joyful feeling just to be here.
We don't have no costumes off like naked, off the shoulder, none of that stuff. This is just regular pants and shirt, but you coordinated.
We're wearing our flag colors, and we have our 50+1. We're on a new journey, moving into the future.
The Magic and Masquerade continued well into the morning with One Family and the Saxons groups bringing Junkanoo fans to their feet.
We're ready to participate in Independence. You're going to see all the Bahamian colors. You're going to see our wonderful girls. You're going to hear our good music.
We're taking an approach of reset, recalibrate, and reunite, and you're going to see that throughout the year for one family.
When you look at our girl dancers, you would see a bit of everything Bahamian.
A nostalgic moment for many Bahamians, including Robert Ferguson.
We had the first Independence Junkanoo parade, which I participated with the Wally Boys, which I was a banner boy. And I could also remember we won the parade landslide.
This year's People's Love Rush, uniting Bahamians near and far, a celebration of love and patriotism. The journey continues. Here on Bay Street City Center, Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
The nation's head of state encouraging Bahamians to celebrate what the country has achieved over the past 51 years. In her annual message, Governor General, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt, reflected on this year's Independence theme, One People, United in Love and Service.
It is truly an opportunity for us to demonstrate to each other that we are a united people, determined to obtain excellence and success in our national development, whilst enhancing our commitment to peace and good order in our society. In furtherance of these objectives, I believe it is essential that we must first believe in ourselves, that positive attitudes should be shared to others in every community, every settlement, and in every island in our beloved Bahamaland.
Well, former Governor General Dame Marguerite Pinling celebrated the nation and her deceased husband, the man widely regarded as the father of the nation, the Right Honorable Sir Lyndon Pinling, by laying a wreath at his grave at the St. Agnes Cemetery this Independence Day. As the country celebrates its 51st birthday, she acknowledges the country has come far, but there's still a ways to go. Former politician Ruby Ann Darling also reflected on the significance of the occasion.
We want to thank him for all the accomplishments we have achieved over these 51 years. Amen. The founding fathers slaved and sacrificed and went to jail. Yes. But we didn't know why. But we're looking back now and we can see, yes, it was worth it all. It was worth it all. And I'm just so glad and grateful that the Lord is sparing my life to see it all. And I know my husband is somewhere looking down and said, Marguerite, don't let go. But said, honey, I ain't letting go until we finish. And we ain't finished yet.
On this particular day, as we celebrate our 51st anniversary as an independent nation, we still revere the faith of our fathers, and we give all the praise, the glory, and the honor to the father of the nation, who has left us, but his legacy and like John Brown body, who is molding in the grave, truth continues to march on.
Well, former slaves tops the list of individuals receiving national honors this year. According to a release from the Office of the Governor General, former slave Kate Moss has been singled out posthumously for the highest honor of National Hero because of her timely and determined courage demonstrated against racism and slavery. Meantime, former parliamentarians Bradley Roberts and Cyril St. John Stevenson were both awarded the Order of the Bahamas posthumously, while head of the Anglican Church, the Right Reverend Leish Boyd, and Reverend Canon Sebastian Campbell are among the religious leaders receiving high honors. Iconic entertainer John Berkeley, Peanuts Taylor, and music professional and founding member of the Colors Junkanoo organization, Kristen Justilian, are also among the long list of honorees who hail from every sector of society. Well, still to come, a closer look at what's happening here at the British Colonial. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, live from the British Colonial Hotel. More news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay. This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
At Commonwealth Bank, we offer affordable and flexible choices to get you back to financial fitness. Our personalized debt consolidation solution is built to fit any financial situation. One easy-to-handle monthly payment reduces your monthly expenses and gets you back on track to savings. Life is great when you're not weighed down by debt. Consolidate and live your best life with Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
Finger-licking good.
When we started Stormframe Windows in 1999, we wanted to fabricate an impact-rated product to compete with the Florida market, and we've done this. There's no fabricator or vendor from Florida that can do what we can in the Bahamas. Because we fabricate locally and we're a local-based company, we have the capability to provide better customer service than our competitors. With all the worldwide supply chain issues, we at Stormframe have improved our fabrication process and have invested in stock to be able to produce our orders in 4 weeks. We also keep in stock over 400 windows and doors at standard sizes for walk-in customers to purchase. Our professional sales staff is here to assist you with the complete purchase and installation. We also service and ship to the out outlets.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Thank you for your support, Bahamas.
Let's fly. Come with us to the island of sweet pineapples and pink sand. Fly with Flamingo Wear to the beautiful island of Eleuthera. Starting this Friday, July 12th, Flamingo Wear will be offering round-trip flights from Nassau to Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Fly with Flamingo on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, direct from Nassau into Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Scheduled flight times are 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. For reservations, contact us at 351-4963 or 377-8515. We're excited to welcome you on board. Eleuthera is calling you. Get there with Flamingo Air.
Did you know you can pay your bills on the Cash and Go app?
For real?
Transfer funds internationally, right from the Cash and Go app.
See, Dad? I told you.
Did you know that you can apply for a loan right on the Cash and Go app?
No way!
Pay staff right from the Cash and Go app.
Well, Moto,
it's the app for me.
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 Bam! I got him! Cinema classic, y'all.
Girl, you see him? You see him? That's my dream man right there.
Listen, the only man I just dream about is Percy. Him and his pension plan just keep me smiling in my sleep. That's right. Percy get a pension plan where you could win up to $1,000 a week for a year.
Can you lie?
No, ma'am. Every time you deposit $20 on your verified Island Game account during July and August, you automatically enter to win one of 13 pensions. God, Percy is my dream man. Look at that. Look at that. Woo-hoo.
Did somebody say Percy?
Money on your account and ride the easy train at Percy's Island Game.
For all of life's twists, turns, and defining moments, RBC is a brand for
get hot in Marco's, and we're bringing the heat straight to your doorstep. We're giving you a fiery food experience like never before. For a limited time only, try our new sizzling fiery flavors featuring Reaper cheese on our fiery pozzolis, pizzas, cheesy bread, and pizza bowls. Can you handle it? Taste the heat and order one now at marcospizzabahamas.com.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
We're coming to you live from the iconic British Colonial Hotel downtown Nassau. This property located in the heart of all of the activities down here has experienced several upgrades over the years. The most recent one completed this past December, welcoming hundreds of residents and guests to this unique destination. Our Devontae Hanna joins us live with more on how this hotel's been faring since its grand reopening. Good evening, Devontae, and happy Independence.
Good evening, Jiminita, and happy Independence to you as well. We were just outside for a summer splash beach party earlier today, and now we're on the inside of the British Colonial, and it's so cozy, and of course it's so memorable, and it's almost nostalgia of being back here. But right now I'm not going to talk too much about my experience. I'm going to bring in Dan McDermott. He's the general manager of the British Colonial. Dan, thank you so much for joining us. Happy Independence to you.
Well, listen, happy Independence to you. It was quite an event today, and I was super excited to be able to host so many people and to celebrate the amazing holiday.
Don, I want to talk a little bit about the British Colonial. You know, growing up as a child, and possibly any Bahamian, they would be familiar with this property. They would have come to the proms on the inside. They would have gone to a banquet or have some type of meeting here. But we've seen that you've done significant amount of upgrades. Tell us a little bit about those upgrades and what really sets this property apart from the rest.
Well, I think what our ownership did a really amazing job of is keeping the history and what was so good about the property, especially the stairs, you know, the iconic staircase. But at the same time, they improved everything else. And they recreated the entire pool and beach area that we saw earlier today. And that's really one of the reasons we wanted everybody here today. Because I think as you drive by, you don't necessarily get an idea of how much was changed, especially in the pool and the beach area. But even this, you know, bar right here, which is the Woods Rogers Tavern, all of this wood was entirely replaced. You know, the air conditioning in all the rooms was replaced. And, you know, we didn't just do the things that people see. We did a lot of things that people don't see. But at the same time, it's much more, and I think I've said this before to some people, is it's much more of a resort than it ever was. And people knew it as a business hotel, which was a traditional, you know, business-friendly hotel. But I think we're seeing a lot more families. We're seeing a lot more of the resort atmosphere. And I think people felt it today when they were out there.
Definitely. I can say the same. Even just in the room, we can see families, people of all ages here, enjoying the food that smells so delicious. And at this point, I am a bit hungry just standing here. But tell us a little bit about some of the amenities, some of the restaurants that you've now introduced to this property.
What's really, you know, unusual in a lot of ways, within this space, we have a sushi restaurant, which is our Sakana sushi, noodle and sushi bar. And then we have our Mahogany Club, which is our fine dining with more of an Italian flair. And then we go right into our Woods Rogers, all in the same space. So you can theoretically come in, have a drink, go run back, have dinner, and then, you know, come back right out and have an after-dinner drink. And then we have great entertainment, usually Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. And as we continue to mature as a hotel after reopening, we'll continue to do more and more.
And talking about that maturity, I'm certain that it's been pretty decent since opening back in December for you. Just talk a little bit about your bookings and what's been the general, how people have been receiving the hotel lately.
Well, I think what guests are saying, they all love the property. That's an overwhelming, you know, theme. But, you know, as bookings go on any new property as you're reopening, plus when you shed a brand like a Hilton brand, it takes time to build the distribution, and we're doing it slowly and slowly. But I'll say June was a really good month for us. We're starting to see a lot more momentum. And I'll tell you, that, as you kind of alluded to, the banquets, we're definitely starting to see the local events coming back. We had some of the proms, which I had never had a chance to see a prom like that.
Welcome to the Bahamas.
So that was pretty exciting. But I think the local events, and certainly we really want this to be a home for Bahamians, and we want that to be a central focus of ours, and hence why we did what we did today.
And there are local rates for Bahamians to stay?
Sure, absolutely, on our website at BritishColonial.com, and we want to make sure that we're focusing on that. And we have happy hour every single day here in the bar from 4 to 6, with great prices on food, great prices on drinks. And again, we want people to experience this hotel and, you know, understand that it's different than it was, but it still has a lot of the same charm that it always had.
All right, thank you so much, Don. Well, as you can hear, there's something for everyone here, whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you've been here before, or whether it's your first time here. The British Colonial is here to stay, and it's here to welcome you into this new environment and into its beautiful rooms. So reporting from inside the Woods Rogers Tavern, I'm Devontae, and I'm going to send it back to you, Jiminito.
Thanks, Devontae. It's been just a few months since the British Colonial's relaunch, and as our Lloyd Allen reports, locals and visitors are loving the new look of the hotel, which incorporates the traditional experience with a modern flair.
Bridging the old with the new, the British Colonial is like no other hotel in the downtown district. And according to its general manager, Dan McDermott, its legacy dates back to 1901, with a guest experience like none other.
We're standing right now at the British Colonial's Governor's Club, which was previously an executive lounge that you might see at one of the branded hotels like Marriott or Hilton. Previously, this was the Hilton Executive Club. Now we're using it primarily as event space for social events, rehearsal dinners, wedding dinners, all those types of events that people want privacy yet want the best views in the Bahamas.
Less than 1 year since the facility was reopened, after a name change, renovations, and change of ownership, McDermott says British Colonial is much more than it used to be.
It still feels like the British Colonial when you walk up and you see those stairs. It's the same British Colonial from that perspective. But everything else, it's a much brighter, much more energetic lobby than it ever was before. And then when you walk through and you have that bright new lobby feel, then you walk right through past the elevators and you walk right into the old feel of the new tavern that we have, which is the Woods Rogers Tavern.
The facility, which includes more than 1,800 square feet of indoor and outdoor spaces, also includes upgrades like a number of unique art pieces, like this depiction of the former governor himself, created by local artist Alan Wallace.
Well, I think it just goes back to what this hotel was, not necessarily, it just talks about the history of the Bahamas, and it also tells a little bit about the what's new about it, because it's a new painting done last year, commissioned by a local artist. It took approximately 3 to 4 months to get it completed, and I actually watched him do it during the construction.
With a total of 288 rooms coming in a variety of ocean, city, or standard view, front office manager Selvanique Wright believes BC offers the best in value at less than $200 per night.
We have a local rate right now that's going at $199 before taxes and fees. It is based upon availability, and that can even drop to $179. So I do suggest that many of persons take that opportunity. Right now, we also have a summer special rate of $135. With taxes and fees, that is $171, and I don't think you can beat that.
So this Independence, if you decide to make BC a part of your experience, well, get ready for something that will be memorable. Reporting from the British Colonial for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, if you haven't heard yet, the British Colonial is the place to be for Sunday brunch. Our Charlie Jones has the delicious details.
Nestled in the heart of downtown, the British Colonial Hotel recently started its Sunday brunch from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Locals and tourists alike come to indulge in a lavish brunch buffet, paying homage to the Bahamas' rich heritage. Renowned chef Ignacio Pata leads the culinary team, curating a menu of traditional Bahamian dishes to modern culinary delights, offering an unforgettable experience.
We really want to serve 95% Bahamian food, so we have all kind of dishes. We have shrimp and grits, we have 2 soups, we have jerk pork, we have chicken and waffle, and we have a very interesting dish over there. This is our steam snapper. We know who our customers are. And while the hotel itself, the rooms are heavily international, of course, you have from Nassau, you don't need an hotel room as much as an international traveler, but our customer, depending on the time of day, we know that are heavily local, and we just cater to them.
As the afternoon progresses, the British Colonial Hotel remains a beacon of elegance and charm, inviting guests to savor every moment of this exceptional brunch.
So now we have a total fire package that we have now been tweaking for the past couple of weeks. So now we offer a big Sunday brunch. On our specialty days, we do like $85 per person, but on our regular days, it's $75. It includes a mimosa package, and on our specialty days, we do endless beers and also mimosas as well.
Both Chef Pata and Culmer suggest guests try these special dishes as well.
I love the shrimp and grits, it's very nice, and also our baby back ribs. We are very, very good for our baby back ribs. And if you want some of our desserts, our peach cobbler is one of the best on the island.
I think you should try every single thing because we have a good spread. And we really want people to enjoy it all. But some of the favorites are definitely shrimp and grits. The jerk pork is also favorite. And of course, we have guava glazed barbecue ribs.
Indulge in a timeless charm at the British Colonial Sunday Brunch, a fusion of history, flavor, and elegance. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Charlia Jones.
Well, the British Colonial is well on its way of making a name for itself, building on the legacy of its history and that of Nassau. Apart from offering some of the most spectacular views in the area, BC has also tapped into the city's swashbuckling past. Here again is Lloyd Allen.
Now, taking a deeper look here at the British Colonial, we're now in Woods Rogers Tavern. And according to Assistant Manager Derek Blackman, this spot is open from Monday to Sunday from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Derek, tell us a little bit more about this place.
Well, the Wood Rogers Tavern is bringing history back to life. We have authentic cocktails, wonderful, authentic service, and we want to bring the life back into the British Colonial by the service that we provide to all of our customers, whether it be local or foreign.
Now, you and I had a very interesting conversation earlier. The last thing I would think about when it comes to a drink is including bacon fat. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, the cocktail that it's called the Royal Governor, it's a historic part of it is that we take alcohol spirits, infuse it with your normal cooking stabilities, which would be the bacon fat, and we create it into an old-fashioned, which is very delicious. Maple syrup, some bitters, and our infused bourbon with bacon. With our cocktail culture, it's basically about changing the way how you drink. So just put some ice. And what I'm doing is just lightly stirring it so it can keep the cocktail cool. Less distillation from the ice. Let's get to the last drop.
While the tavern is relatively new, its menu covers a little bit of everything, from boneless barbecue chicken wings to tater tots to local conch fritters. The floating spirit rack, a real conversation starter. Now, Derek, when it comes to Woods Rogers Tavern, if there's one thing that you think first-timers don't know, what would that be?
It's the historic atmosphere that it presents itself. The service, the signature cocktails that we present, and the all-around atmosphere. We do have live entertainment that comes in from Thursday to Sunday, depending on the nature of business, and the ambiance is unbeatable.
Woods Rogers Tavern. On this side of the plank, you can be sure your journey will be filled with good food and equally good memories. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
We still have more news to come, but Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Amajal?
Thanks, Jimmy. Coming up in sports, Stephen Gardner with a big win over in Hungary and things heating up at the Babe Ruth Caribbean Baseball Championships. Details and those stories and more coming up in sports.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be extra.
What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I right here on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need your 25 cents no more.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Let's fly. Come with us to the island of sweet pineapples and pink sand. Fly with Flamingo Air to the beautiful islands of Eleuthera. Starting this Friday, July 12th, Flamingo Air will be offering round-trip flights from Nassau to Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Fly with Flamingo on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, direct from Nassau into Rock Sound, Eleuthera. Scheduled flight times are 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. For reservations, contact us at 351-4963 or 377-8515. We're excited to welcome you on board. Eleuthera is calling you. Get there with Flamingo Air.
Cousin of mine who was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in this country during the early 90s. The gang that he was a part of tried to recruit all of us. If you're not strong, you can fall prey to that environment. I did not join because I was kept involved in positive activities. I saw what worked, what didn't work, and I just was able to utilize all of the gifts and talents over the years to impact young persons' lives throughout our nation. I realized every single individual has the freedom to choose. But if you choose light, these are the benefits. If you choose darkness, these are the results of your choice. I've seen music bring young persons from gangs through a trumpet, through a clarinet, through a drum, all because of the power of music. Conflict will come, circumstances will come. We just have to be consistent, dedicated, and committed with our young persons. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
They used to fly Western Air. I used to fly Western Air too.
Child, my children just bought my ticket because you all know I fly Western Air.
Right on time. Thank God I fly Western Air.
Yeah, you know I fly Western Air.
Hello, y'all get a ticket? Hey, y'all, I gotta go. Can't be late. You fly with Western Air.
Hey, you booked my ticket yet? Fly Western Air.
I 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 fly Western Air.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Make this year your best year yet. Education is the key to success, and the University of the West Indies Global Campus Bahamas is your partner in success. Take a course that increases your value in a matter of weeks, or get that degree you've been dreaming of with convenient online learning. Visit us at global.uwi.edu/Bahamas, call 323-6593, or WhatsApp 456-6687 today.
Blessings gonna find me here.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
Representatives from countries across the region are here in New Providence attending the Caribbean Desalination Association's conference. It's a 4-day initiative that brings together members of the Caribbean desalination and water reuse communities who are focused on improving water supply through desalination or water reuse. State Minister with responsibility for the Water and Sewage Corporation, the Honorable Leon Lundy, noted that the investment in the production of water to communities must be an ongoing process.
Introduction of contract language that formalizes commitments that allow for reasonable and measurable upgrades that occur lockstep with increases in demand. The creation of mechanisms that allow for the partnerships to constantly refresh itself, as well as create a fair and equitable framework for the transition of ownership. Coupled with the identification of international partners whose priority is to facilitate the expansion of the infrastructure.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the national report live from the British Colonial Hotel. More news in a moment.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
Hey guys, listen, I need to find a way for us to save money so I could actually pay y'all minimum wage. And I'll throw in some NIB contributions as well. We need to become an energy efficient business. Suggestions?
Well, solar panels is optional. It can reduce energy costs.
But then we have to buy them. Buy? Strike one.
Energy efficient office equipment.
We have to buy them too.
Sir.
Strike two.
What about making sure the building is insulated to keep cool? Closed cell foam insulation has higher heat resistance than fiberglass. It can last up to 100 years.
Too long and too boring. Yeah, do me a favor, please. Can you sign this resignation letter for me? You're costing me too much money. SPDC encourages you to save energy and money.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my Nassau office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Are you a business with 3 or more vehicles looking for the perfect fueling solution? Well, look no further.
I can go to any Rubis service station and get fast and easy service without any form of payment.
I can top up my fuel account and generate reports
anytime online.
We at Wildflowers enjoy significant savings from fraud reduction. The Rubis system provides optimum security and peace of mind.
Email bahamassales@rubis-bahamas.com to sign up now.
It may have appeared that the capital was center stage for independence festivities, but as Corval Pyfrom shows us, the island of Exuma did not take a back seat with its celebrations.
Well, here on the island of Exuma, independence celebrations followed the traditional conventions. There was singing, dancing, lots of entertainment, food, fun, praise and worship, and of course, for those visiting, they too had a grand old time.
I think it symbolizes why my husband and I wanted to come back here, and that's the unity and the family. You guys call each other Family Island. It's a family here, and I think that this is just going to be a really awesome celebration.
It is amazing. The people here, the vibe, everything is just something different.
Just Junkanoo. Junkanoo is my favorite. Yeah.
Well, the visitors sure have the idea right. Tonight is all about having fun, and what speaks more fun than Junkanoo? Well, that's exactly what was brought to the regatta site here in Georgetown.
When we unite and serve our country, that is when we see the Bahamas soar. And this is why we must continue to celebrate and fight for our independence. What it takes collectively for the good of our entire country, we must continue to herald and celebrate.
The climax of the night came at midnight, but the party went well beyond that. That is the way that the folks here on beautiful Exuma brought in our country's 51st year of independence. In Georgetown, Exuma, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
It's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil, and happy independence to you.
Mid-level trough, which produced some showers and thunderstorms over the extreme northwest Bahamas today, and some of those showers drifts out here into the capital during the evening hours. However, the central and southeastern parts of our country, they enjoyed mostly sunny skies. Our boating forecast this evening, it is brought to you by a live business where you're always protected during the worst storm. In the northwestern islands tonight through tomorrow, which is Thursday, the winds are going to be light and variable with flat seas. High tide will occur at 11:59 tonight, with your low tide at 6:27 tomorrow morning. In the central Bahamas tonight through Thursday, east to southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And for the southeast Bahamas tonight through Thursday, your winds are going to be east to southeast as well, but a little stronger at 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet, and small craft should exercise caution. And then on Friday in the northwest and central islands, southeasterly winds 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights are going to be of a moderate nature, 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags come into effect for the northwest and central islands tomorrow. Low tide takes place at 7:06 in the morning, and for the southeast Bahamas, you can expect an easterly wind, 15 to 20 knots, very choppy seas at 4 to 6 feet, so the caution flag continues into the southeast Bahamas. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while doing my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's NUA. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health.
Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 7 1/4 ounce, 2 for $2.39. Libby's Vienna sausage, 4.6 ounce, $1.19. Best value whole kernel corn, 15 ounce, 99 cents. Iceberg lettuce, $2.49 each. Turkey wings, $1.99 per pound. Red hot savings all summer long at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Independent Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, of course. We're here at the beautiful British Colonial Hilton Hotel, fresh off the heels of the ZNS Summer Splash. And also making a splash on the track circuit would be reigning Bahamian Olympic 400-meter Stephen Garden, as he would pick up a big win at the Continental Gold Tour meet in Hungary. Let's take a look at that race. Champion Stephen Gardner looking to be in prime form as the Paris Olympic Games looms around the corner. Gardner picking up a victory yesterday in Hungary at the Continental Gold Tour meet. He would stop the clock in 44.50 seconds. Jamaica's Sean Bailey would finish in second in 44.64. In South Africa's Lys Pillay in third in 45.24. Fellow Bahamian Wendell Miller also competing in this race. He would finish sixth in 46.19. From the track to the baseball diamond, the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships entering its final day of competition. Our intern, Swanson Gibson, recapping Tuesday's action.
Champions will be crowned this evening as the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships gold and bronze medal games are underway. 12U and 16U teams are currently battling it out in their respective pools at the Andre Rogers National Baseball Stadium and Blue Hill Softball Complex. A quick look into yesterday's 12U action as Puerto Rico escaped Freedom Farm 1-0 on a walk-off single from Yoniel Cordero Yera in the bottom of the sixth. Yera emphasizing that strategy in his pitcher's performance got Puerto Rico the win.
About the strategy we make and the plays, and we take the victory.
Also, your pitcher had a shutout. How much did that help your team in getting the win today?
A lot.
Outside of the competition itself, baseball royalty in attendance at this year's tournament. ZNS Total Sports caught up with four-time MLB All-Star and Venezuelan coach Yohan Santana. Santana touched on his team competing in the tournament and the importance of Caribbean talent participating.
I think that's one of the big reasons why we're here. You know, when that idea was presented to me to try to bring a team from Venezuela, I was all in because this is an opportunity and a scenario for a lot of players to show up what they're capable of to do, especially in the Caribbean. I think this is a tournament that we definitely have to support, you know, make it grow, because I think there will be a lot of opportunity for those kids that might think they don't have a chance. And I think this is an opportunity for them to show up and see what they're capable of.
From an organizer standpoint, Babe Ruth Caribbean Commissioner Greg Burrows Sr. expressed gratitude for the safe arrival of teams while highlighting the fun kids are having.
First of all, I am grateful that there's some of the teams who were threatened and who had experienced that the hurricane that passed are here. You know, in the beginning we had some issues where they were coming, we couldn't reach them. And two teams in particular was the Cayman Island and Jamaica. So first of all, be happy that they're here. And so far everything going pretty smooth, you know. What's most important that the kids are enjoying themselves playing baseball. We have a lot of young players now roaming the island on our beaches. And that's the type of thing I like to see.
We'll keep you updated for the winner of both divisions in tomorrow's Sportscast. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Heading ringside in the vein of independence, one of the Bahamas' most accomplished boxers officially hanging up his gloves. And as far as his future plans, we'll hear more in this report from our Charles Fisher.
Last fought back in 2020. At that time, he was considered one of the top fighters in the world at his weight division. Since then, nothing much from Toriano Johnson until now.
It is now. I have decided to relinquish that professional boxing status, and I'm heading into retirement. In fact, I am retired now, officially retired, and now I am taking off one hat and putting on another as I wish to now run for the president position of the Amateur Boxing Federation.
Once a boxer, always a boxer. It's hard to put down those gloves. So to be real, boxers always think they still have that punch.
I've been, doing what I was blessed to do, and that was to help the youth. I have a Big Brothers Outreach Ministry, and we've been operating from 2007, and I'm proud to say that we're still going strong. We have even been positioned in some of the schools. One of my favorite is at the A.F. Adley School, where they have accepted my program, and we're doing very good work there. So yes, much of my dedication for the last several years since my last fight, in 2020 I think it is, I've been dedicated to helping the young men and women in the outreach programs.
His ring experience over the years is to why he has decided to step in the ring for president of the Amateur Boxing Association.
I am one who have been to the highest level of competition, which then gave me the experience to know what a fighter, at least what an athlete has to go through, and how an athlete feels throughout the whole process. What I have to offer is very much that, my experience in one way I've traveled and I've experienced and I've participated in all levels of sport, from the Carista Games all the way to the Olympic Games, and even now, most recently, a professional boxer who had been one of the top fighters in the world at a period of time.
And as a former pupil of some of the country's legendary boxers, he remembers the good times and wants to bring it back.
I remember we had boxing matches every Saturday. Ray Miners Jr., even Boston Blackie, we had boxing. To me, believe it or not, boxing is one of the cures for most of the social ills going on with our young men and women in this country. You can come from rags to riches, given all you have to do is bring in the sneakers and a short pants and come into the gym with a big heart. It's sad to see the state of boxing now, that we don't even have a boxer to qualify for the Pan American Games. It is sad that we could not even make a medal at the CAC Games. It is sad that we cannot even place ourselves among the best boxers in the Caribbean.
No date on when the elections will be held, but one thing for sure, when it does, Toriano hopes to throw a big punch. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks, Fisher. And of course, again, in baseball news, the Babe Ruth Caribbean Championships medal games are currently underway. We'll have full results for you in tomorrow's Sportscast. And that's been a check on your sports on this Independence holiday. Check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Live from the British Colonial Hotel in downtown Nassau, it's a special edition of the Bahamas Tonight.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance.